How has the 2019 Mats event been for you so far?
I'm really excited. Mats is great because there's a huge crowd and everybody's excited. You know, thanks to who?
No, it's true. It's true.
I don't know. I mean, I look at Mats. It looks like America's doing fine. I'm happy. I mean, I came. My first show was '08, disaster. '07, everything collapsed. You know, there was no. Mac was the only trucks that were coming to the shows. People weren't coming. You know, there was no crowds. They come here, you could hardly walk through the crowd.
That's true.
It's nice to see. You know, people are working. You know, not everybody's smiling, but
the majority are.
They're here. Some people are spending money. Good.
Absolutely. From our perspective, we are, so humbled that you took the time to come and spend time with us here in the Lanefinder booth. This is our very first Mats, so it means a world to us. And yourself and Mike have worked really hard to get you here, and we just hope that you had a great time. We hope that we've looked after you well. But I'm going to ask a question. You took some time to speak to some fellow truck drivers only an hour or so ago. How was that?
Well, I appreciate you guys bringing me. I haven't been to Mats for a couple of years, so I do appreciate it. And of course, I was a little worried. I mean, Ice Road Truckers have been over for a couple of years, so I was a little worried nobody's going to show up. But really happy. We've had people. We have a lineup of people. We had quite a few guys came to the seminar and seemed to be happy with what they had to say. You know, I was reasonably happy with what I had to say because I didn't know what I was going to say until I said it. So when I go to speak, I think, I wonder what I'm going to say. I was at a November 11th. Like we were associate members at the Legion. You know, our dad was in the military for 12 years, and like all our family was military. I was almost in the military, not quite. Thank God, Vietnam was finished. Because I was going to come to U.S. and join the military from Canada because we strongly believed in that idea of anti-communist and all that. But I forgot where I was going with this. What was the question? We're in the military now.
Well, you were talking. You were thinking of what you were going to talk about in the seminar.
Yeah. So, anyways, on November 11th, I was in Two Rivers, which is next to Manitowoc in Wisconsin, and I went to the memorial, November 11th memorial, and the fellow in charge, the commanding officer, said, "Would you like to speak on behalf of all Canadians?" I said, "Sure. I'm really curious what I'd have to say." I got up and spoke. It was great. The Coast Guard invited me to their base, and I ended up doing a talk with them, and they took me for a rip in one of their boats, and we did a bunch of posters for the Coast Guard, me and them, and painted them up. And so I never, not too great. I mean, I do write a speech sometime, but it's hard to stick to. But I usually like the format where you talk for a while, explain what you're going to explain, and then people ask questions. And, I mean, I could probably spend the whole day there. I could spend 24 hours there because I got so many stories, and people ask a question, and then you go on a different tangent. I've had so many experiences in life, and a lot of them funny, and I'm just one of these guys. Things always happen to.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You've had like a successful trucking career. You've had an amazing show that's run for such a long time, right? Every day, or over the last couple of days, we've seen people walking past that are in the industry or wanting to join the industry. For the ones that want to join, what advice have you got for soon-to-be truck drivers?
Well, the people that want to join the industry, advice for them, well, it depends what age they are. If they're young, if they're teenagers, if they're going to school, I always say, go to school. Go to tech school. Go to college. Go to university. Get more education before you become a truck driver. We need more smart truck drivers. We need informed truck drivers. You need to be informed politically, so you're active politically, so you can lobby the government, so you know how to talk to your congressman. This is what needs to be changed. If you don't say anything, then you obviously agree with us, the politicians. That's what they figure. So you need to be educated. You need to be able to read and write properly. You need to be able to speak properly. And then you need to know more about tech. You need to know more about truck design. You need to know more. We're talking about AI. They're talking about electric trucks. Whether they can do it or not. I just seen an article. Harbour Air in Vancouver is going to start flying electric airplanes. I'm not a real big fan sometimes of being in an airplane. Electric airplanes? I don't know, but things are changing. Times are changing, so we need some education. You know, I always say, if you're uneducated, everything's a surprise.
That is true. That is very true.
You know, I was going to become a lawyer, and then things went off. You know, off on the track and life took over, and here I am today. So it was all right, but you know, if you're going to become a truck driver, if you can, get more education. Secondly, well, try to find a good school, a good mentor, you know, to teach you the mechanics, you know, the mechanics of driving, you know, the mechanics of shifting your transmission, you know, just learning how to drive, and then some about how to fix a truck and some of the problems of the truck. Patience. You almost need to go and get a little bit of psychology. You know, like number one thing, there's two things is patience you need. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with your family. You got to be patient with all them four-wheelers. You got to be patient with the dispatcher. I mean, you need the patience of Job if you're going to be a good truck driver, or else you're going to drive yourself nuts because everything is affecting you.
Exactly.
I mean, the weather affects you, the dispatcher affects you, the company affects you, your wife, you go home, the kids. I mean, everybody's on your case because you never seem to be doing anything right, you know. And you're working your ass off, and nobody seems to notice it.
Well,
except you.
We have wonderful carrier partners. Each of them have a whole range of different hiring requirements. But the one word that you got me with then is the one thing that our team has a lot of trouble actually explaining to drivers is patience.
There's two
you
things.
Need to earn it. You need to work hard and have patience.
You got to learn patience, and then the other one is called situational awareness. And situational awareness, it's like there's a story I heard one time. They said somewhere in Asia there's this karate that's higher than 8th degree black belt, and to pass the test, when you're finished, the student kneels on the ground, facing forward, and the sensei or the teacher stands behind him with a sword over his head. And they stand like this for a long time. And at any time, the teacher brings the sword down and splits his head in half. And that student has to be able to feel, hear, know, and turn and block the sword.
Interesting.
So the idea, it's called situational awareness, that he can feel what's going on behind him, that he knows when that sword comes through the air, whether he can hear it, whether he can feel it, whatever. And if obviously he's going to fail, he's dead. Yeah. And if he passes, well then he's passed. He's got his 20th degree, whatever it is. But so the idea is that you always sit something to learn. It doesn't matter. You know, they say you should have food and water and a generator and all this stuff. Always need you need situational awareness. You're walking down the street. Who's behind you? Who's in front of you? What car's over there? You walk into the building. How many exits are there? You know, how many exits are there? If something happens, where am I going to go? We're going to get out of our chair. You know, somebody pulls out a gun and gets pissed off, starts shooting the plate. Or it doesn't matter. You know, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? You know, if you're walking around and you got your headphones on and you're listening to music, there's no situational awareness. I mean, it's you have no idea what's going to happen until a split second happens. So you need to be like 1 second ahead of everything that's happening. And you're driving a truck, so who's on your left? Who's on your right? Who's behind you? Who's in front of you? Where's you need to know 2 blocks ahead where you're going to make a left-hand turn. You need to be always situational awareness. So it doesn't matter if it's in your personal life, whether it's at home with your wife and your children and things are going on. Where are the kids? What are they doing? You're always aware of what's going on around you. And with that way, you can look after your family, you can look after your truck, you can look after your business, you can look after whatever. But it's patience and situational awareness. And with those two things, you can take on anything as a truck driver.
Absolutely. So I think it's fantastic advice. And on behalf of everyone here at Lanefinder, we thank you so much for coming and spending time with us. And hopefully we'll catch up with you very, very soon.
Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you all, and stay safe.
Thank you, Alex. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers. What can I say? Inspirational dude. Really, really appreciate him being here in the Lanefinder booth. And Alex, we'll catch up with you soon, man. Back to you.